Hello, beautiful people. You're most welcome to Diamond Clothiers. It's always a pleasure to have you here. If this is the first time you're coming across this channel, kindly click on the subscription button and don't forget to put on your notification bell. So, in today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to make this beautiful airline dress with side lacing. And this is the fabric I'll be working with. I have almost 3 yards of fabric right here, and the first thing I'm going to do is to turn my fabric to the wrong side, and I'm gonna have to trim the rough edges, and I've folded my fabric into four because I'll be cutting both the front and the back together. So the first measurement I'm going to take is my shoulder to shoulder measurement, which is 7.5 inches. I'm going to take that, and the neck width I'll be working with is 3.5 inches. So because I'm cutting both the front and the back together, I'll be measuring the neck width for the back, which is 1.5 inches, and I'm going to connect it to the neck width to form a round neckline. You can see what I'm doing right there. So for the front neckline, I'll be working with 3.5 inches, but eventually I increased it to 4 inches because this dress does not have a zipper and it has to be comfortable and easy to wear. Okay, so you can decide to make use of a zipper right here. It totally depends on you. So I eventually used 4 inches. So for the shoulder slope, I'll be taking a shoulder slope of 1 inch and I'll connect it to the neck width. So right now I'll take my straight measurements, and shoulder to bust measurement that I'm making use of is 10 inches, while the shoulder to under bust measurement is 13.5 inches, and the shoulder to waist measurement is 16 inches. The shoulder to hip measurement is 25 inches, and the full length of this dress including the allowance is 59 inches. So I'm going to connect all these lines to a straight line. So after doing all of that, I'll be working on my armhole, and to get that, I'm going to take my round bust measurements divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches, and I'm going to connect it into a straight line. So on that straight line, I'll further divide it into two, and whatever measurement that I have right there, I'm going to note that point, and on that line I'm going to be coming inwards by half of an inch, and on the 7.5 inches, which is the chest line, I'll be taking my round bust measurements divided by 4. Okay, and I'm going to add 2 inches sewing allowance to that. This is a free dress and it has to be free as possible. So I'm going to connect all these three lines together to form the armhole curve. So the next thing I'll do is to take my round bust measurement, just the same measurement I took before, which is round bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. So my round bust measurement divided by 4 is 9.25 plus 2 inches. That makes it 11.25. So my under bust line, I'll be inputting my darts, and I'll be making use of my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. Then I'll add half of an inch to that, which makes it 4.5 inches. So for the dart intake, I will go 2 inches below the bust line and then 2 inches below the waistline. Please note that 2 inches below the bust line and 2 inches below the waistline. Okay, I'm going to connect all of this into a straight line, and I'm going to mark it. Then on the under bust line, I'll take my round under bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches sewing allowance. Okay, and then I'm going to add 1 inch for the that allowance. And on the waistline, I will be taking my round waist measurement divided by 4, which is 8.5 plus 2 inches sewing allowance also, plus 1 inch that allowance as well, which makes it 11.5 inches. Please take note of all these measurements. And on the hip line, I'll take my round hip measurement divided by 4, which is 10.25 plus 4 inches. I'm making use of 4 inches right here, which makes it a 14 plus 14.25. Then I'm going to connect all of these lines together. And at the down part of the dress, the full length of the dress, I'm just going to take whatever measurement I have right there, and it can be as wide as possible. It's an hairline dress, and of course it has to be free. So everything I have right there is 19 inches. So I'm going to mark that 19 inches and then connect it to the hip line. Okay, I'm going to connect it to the hip line to form an A-line shape. After I'm done, I'm going to be cutting it out. And you know we are cutting both the front and the back together. So the first neckline I'll be cutting will be for the back, which is the 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to cut through the neckline, the shoulder, the armhole, and the side. So after I'm done, I'm going to cut out the front as well. And you know the difference between the front and the back is just the front neckline, and the depth of the front neckline is 4 inches. So I'm going to cut it out and then I'm going to fold it back again. I'll make sure that I align both fabrics together, make sure that they are equal on both sides. We are doing this just for us to cut out the dark lines. Just look at the movement of my hand. You can pinch the cloth in the middle to form a little hole. Then you insert your scissors just as I'm doing right now. Insert your scissors and cut through the dart line. So the dart you're making use for this dress is just a straight line. It's not really something serious. Okay, cut through the dart lines, and you know it has to be 2 inches below the bust line and 2 inches below the waistline. Please take note of that. So after cutting it through, the next thing I will do is to take it to my sewing machine to join both the front and the back shoulders together, and also to hem the neckline all round. So after all of this is done, the next thing I'll be doing is to work on the dart lines, and I've gone ahead to sew the loops that I'll be using, and it is 3 inches long. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to fold it. Unfold is going to be 1.5 inch, and I'm going to take it to the upper part of the dart line. Then I'll use my pin to hold it down. Okay, so after holding it down that way, I'm going to measure 2 inches downwards from the first loop, and then I'm going to insert another loop. So you know we are doing all of this on the wrong side of the fabric, and when you insert it, it is going to get to the front. Okay, so the loop has to be in front. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Just look at what I'm doing. So after inserting the first one, you're going to measure 2 inches, and then you insert the second loop and hold it down. Then you do the third, because for my own dress, this dress was able to take just 4 loops. So I'm going to repeat this process for both the two darts on the front part of this dress and also to the two darts on the back side of this dress. So you're going to repeat the same process the same way. Okay, so if your own dress is able to take more, it actually depends on the length, but I doubt if it should take more. It shouldn't be more than 4 loops. So just repeat all this process, and when you are done, you have to pin it all around, and then you take it to your sewing machine to run a stitch on the dart lines. So you're going to repeat this process for the 4 darts, and before you do that, just make sure that your loops are in place, make sure that they are well placed and that they align. Okay, try to cross check it before you go to your sewing machine to sew it, and after you are done, you should also look like this. Okay, so right now I'll be working on the sleeve, and you know the dress we have on the thumbnail actually has a long sleeve, but the length of my sleeve, the sleeve that I'm working with, is 19 inches, and this 19 inches falls somewhere around the elbow, and the measurement around my elbow is 10 inches. So because I'll be making use of elastic, I'll be creating an elastic casing of 1 inch, and the elastic I'll be making use of will be 8.5 inches long. Okay, so I'll take this sleeve to my sewing machine to create an elastic casing of 1 inch. I'm going to fold it. That 1 inch should be enough for my elastic to pass through. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take this to the sewing machine and attach my sleeve, and I'm going to join the side as well. And after joining the sides, we are literally done with this sewing tutorial. Thank you so much for staying till the very end. You can see how this dress turned out. It is really pretty, and I hope that you try it out. Thank you for staying to the very end of this tutorial. Kindly click on the subscription button if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, and don't forget to put on your notification bell. And of course, I want to know how you feel about this dress. Please leave a comment and like this post as well. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next tutorial. Bye.